clipping, and apparently the culprit on the Ticats roster is Johnny Barrow. Ticats so far have lost 45 yards in penalties this afternoon. 3 minutes and 39 seconds on the stadium clock to halftime. Bombers get set defensively. The ball is now on the Ticat 42-yard line. Maloney looks it over and then talks to his teammates in the choir-type huddle the Ticats employ. Bomber at the bottom of the screen, number 97 you had a look at is Gordy Rowland. Shoots down the middle, complete to Paul Decker, who laterals over to Harry Lampman, who is diving around and finally gets down to the 51-yard line before Rowland, who is making a great percentage of the tackles for Winnipeg this ball game this afternoon, comes up with it 16 yards. Play covered. Maloney to Decker and then over to Harry Lampman. So for the Ticats, it is second down and 8 to go. 3-minute signal coming from the field. 3 minutes to halftime. A great salute to Canada, and sports in Canada will be enacted on the field at halftime. Watch for it. Great pass out here. McDougall lost the ball. Nick Miller and Buddy Tinsley were both Johnny on the spot to cover the play. Goes incomplete and brings up third down and 10 yards to go. And once again, the Bombers will use their deep twins, Gordy Rowland and Ron Latourelle, to receive the punt that they expect Cam Fraser to boot down. They're the deep men for Winnipeg. This time they're moving back to the 10 and 15-yard lines, respectively. Peculiar punting shift employed by the Ticats. Fraser will kick from just about the 52-yard line. Gets away a low bullet. That Latourelle watches and then picks up and comes back nicely to about the 23-yard line. The pass, the kick was good for 36 yards. Bill Campbell and Ralph Huey on the tackle. Clock shows 2:24 to halftime, and the scoreboard shows Ticats 14 and the Bombers 13. Winnipeg Club certainly came roaring back after Hamilton piled up an early 14-0 lead. And now Bombers have it. First and 10 from their own 22, 23-yard line. Leo Lewis, the man with the pigskin, there's a marker on the field. Lewis still trying to get away, and the Ticats wrestle him down to earth up to the 38-yard line. But the play may go back, and somebody is going to be nailed for rough play. There was a marker back at the original line of scrimmage, and there also was an indication of a possible infraction up where finally Lewis was nailed on the 38-yard line. The first signal coming up was a holding signal back at the original line of scrimmage. Ralph Golston is the man who is getting tagged, individually speaking, with the roughing call against Hamilton. And from all appearances, it would seem that Mr. Golston is leaving the premises. That is the signal given by referee Harry Bowden, the arm outstretched and the chopping motion down on the wrist, which is a new signal in Canadian football this year, and it's known in the book as disqualification, which is a pretty tough break insofar as Hamilton and the Ticats supporters are concerned, because Golston has been one of the top performers for their ball club, certainly throughout this 1958 season. Bobby Dawson comes in to replace Ralph Golston. Dawson is the Windsor product in his 6th year with the club. Golston playing his 3rd year with Hamilton. When this is all straightened out, it will be Winnipeg Blue Bombers ball, that's for sure. It has been placed at the moment just inside inside the 35-yard line, but is now being moved up to the 40-yard line. And the sticks finally moved down on the sidelines. And a few fans are getting over exuberant as well. And the clock shows 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. And as an additional comment from Ted Reynolds, it is not raining in Vancouver. An infield shooting on the far side, intended for Leo Lewis. He led him just a little bit too much. Pass a little too hot and too high to handle. So it will be 2nd and 10 to go. The ball just nudges the Winnipeg 40-yard line. It's about 18 yards in from the far side of the field. 14 to 13 for the Hamilton Ticats. A minute and 49 seconds showing time left to play in the first half. Lewis had a very wide flanker on this side. Van Pelt's going to run it. And he is tipped up from behind by John Farrow of the Ticats, number 61 right there. The Bombers will have 3rd down facing them and roughly 3 yards to go. Ball on Winnipeg's 46.5-yard line. Charlie Shepard gets use of one of the officials' towels. He'll do the booting for Winnipeg. He owned a 44-yard average during the regular season. Macon and Howell are the Hamilton men. Back to receive. They're at the 20 and 25-yard lines, respectively. Shepard booting from the 37. Gets away a honey of a kick. Ronnie Howell at the 11-yard line. Cutting back. Still on his feet across the 10 again. Across the 15 and pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field. And Shepard's kick traveled 53 yards, with Howell finally getting bounced out of bounds by Nick Miller of the Bombers. That is by far the best punting performance of the afternoon. And at that, what wind there is, it was about 12 miles an hour before the game started. Shepard was booting right into it. A minute and 4 seconds to the end of the first 5-minute flag up on the sidelines. Now we'll see, with the Ticats deep in their own territory, what quarterback Bernie Filoni will pull out. Flankers left and right, Howell and Grant. Filoni bootlegs. He's being chased. Still on his feet. He's going to run. And he gets up to the original, not the original line of scrimmage. Before he is met first by Herb Gray, a left end defensively for the Bombers. And that's the man who brought him down. His loss in the play is about 2.5, maybe 3 yards. Steve Patrick was the principal man for the Bombers, putting the big rush on Filoni. He actually spun into his own end zone, but managed to get out. 2nd down and just about 13 to go. 25 seconds. Grant flanks on this side. Howell a short flanker, a yard from the far sidelines. Filoni will try again. He's looking for Howell, throwing very deep. And he bounced around in there, and the man who put the kibosh on it for the Ticats was Winnipeg's Nick Miller. They were double-teaming Ronnie Howell, who tore down the right sidelines. Norm Rawhouse was the other man to break it up. So it's 3rd and 13. Halftime entertainment starts to form in various sections of the stadium. Certainly hope you'll be with us during halftime. According to the brief run-through we had an opportunity of watching early this morning, it should be a scintillating performance. Fraser is standing about a yard out from his goal line. The flag has gone down. It's blocked. It's in the end zone. Norm Rawhouse. You can hear a single voice over this bedlam in Empire Stadium, Vancouver. It was Normie Rawhouse of the Blue Bombers who comes from the Winnipeg Weston team originally, a Canadian, 22-year-old youngster who's in his third year with the club, who dove through, blocked the ball, and then followed it into the end zone, really bird-dogging on it, and latched onto it for the touchdown that puts the Bombers ahead. Van Pelt will try the conversion. Lane will hold. Man, what a finish to this first half. It is good! And the gun sounds at the end of that last play, and our scoreboard shows you the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 20, the Hamilton Ticats 14, and this is your coast-to-coast Grey Cup football telecast.